And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Alkione here in the semi-finals of Sparkling Tuna Cup number 46, we have our Polish Protoss player, the red Protoss representing Starlight Twinkle. It is Krystianer. His brand new team, and spawning in the top right-hand corner we have his opponent, we have the blue Terran player representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Nicoract. Feels so weird. Krystianer, for so long, he was a part of Team Blazer. For many years, he was representing Team Blazer, but that is no longer the case. He has found a new team in Starlight Twinkle. They have picked him up, I believe, for WTL. If you remember, Starlight Twinkle, they have, not mistaken, they had Wayne, Nice, and Sham. That was their trifecta. Wayne, Nice, and Sham as their trio, but Nice has since left Starlight Twinkle. Nice is now a part of Little Fairy. And as a result, there's an opening, and Krystianer has taken that opening. So really cool to see him a part of a new team. Really cool to see him going to be a part of World Team League as well. A very prestigious premier team league, the biggest team league tournament in StarCraft. So great to see him a part of that. And is that going to be enough here? Because Nicoract is going for a 2-Rax opener. Oh my god! 2-Rax Reaper. 2-Rax Reaper here out of Nicoract. The second Rax was not scouted, despite Krystianer seeing everything in the main base. He barely did not scout the edge of that main. So Krystianer's in the dark. He's going to be that much more vulnerable back at home to the eventual Reaper aggression. And there it is, making 2 Reapers at a time. Meanwhile, remember, Krystianer just got a big result. To bring down Geralt is massive. I do think that Geralt and Krystianer are very comparable in skill. They're very close. Again, Krystianer is much more aggressive and chaotic than the other. Geralt is more mid-game and macro-oriented, is what I will say. But 2 amazing players, and for Nicoract to take down one, I want to believe he can take down another. We'll see, the pressure is on. He's already done so well for himself making it this far in the tournament. Can he go even further? As the first Reaper has arrived and makes his way into the main, Adept is going to zone it away. At the same time, we are dragging the Adept out of position, pulling it further and further out into the open, where we have more Reapers joining up. We have our take of choice. It's going to be a Twilight Council based start here from Krystianer. Let's go. Curve across the map is going to get shut down. Oh, and we're going 2-Rax Reaper into 3CC. Oh my, this is so greedy. This is wild. This is a crazy build. This feels like a Gumiho build. Or even like a Beyond build. But yeah, 2-Rax Reaper into a 3CC before the first command center is even done, by the way. That's how crazy this build is. But very greedy. We'll see, can Nicoract get away with it? As we have amassed up to 4 Reapers. We head towards the natural shield battery is done. Reapers are revealed. And now the surprise factor is gone. Now Krystianer knows that there's an abundance of Reapers out there. He throws down a wall or starts to work towards a wall. You can see him positioning up on the high ground, ready for a dive into the main. Krystianer. Now, what's important here? Because he now knows it was 2-Rax Reaper, because there are so many, we have 5 Reapers getting into the natural, almost getting the Adept. But because these Reapers are spotted, Krystianer's turtling. Right now, it's on him to just turtle up and to protect his bases. You know, we're throwing down pylons, we're throwing down a full wall up here at the natural, we're getting ready in the main. We're stuck at home. Meanwhile, Nicoract is taking advantage of Krystianer, of his passivity, of his defensive style, because of the opener. It's a very smart play here out of Nicoract, where he does bleed out 1 Adept. We trade 1 Adept for 1 Reaper. We join up trading. We have a gateway explosion behind this. It's going to be 4 gate blink from Krystianer. And we do confirm. We do get eyes on 2 gateways in the main base, and 1 gateway here, and then 2 gateways here in the natural, 4 gates in total. And Nicoract, can he survive this? Again, because of the build, no tanks. No tanks. We do have a bunker on the low ground, soon to be a bunker on the high ground, but with a low tank count, we are vulnerable to Blink Stalkers, 100%. As tank production is just now going to begin with the tech lab on the way, but this is so delayed. And was Nicoract too greedy? It all depends on this counterattack. Here we go. Prisoners moving out. Stalkers as well. We should be able to have a couple of weapons available across the map. Stalkers are joining up. There is that warp in. Yeah, we do chase down some of these Reapers. We're down to 2. Back at home, tank is still halfway done. Still 0 tanks whatsoever. We could even go into the main. We could deny combat shields. At least Stim is done. But what are we going for? That's a second bunker being thrown down. Nicoract, he knows how much danger he's in. The first bunker does fall, no repair. Stim is completed. We do stim forward. Boys are being pulled as well. But Nicoract, he's running out of units here. He bleeds out quite a lot. At least takes down that observer. Tank has arrived. Tank is now in position. Krystianer forced back. Combat shield is almost done. And Krystianer is expanding. Instead of trying to pivot into the main base, and I do believe that damage could have been dealt in the main, doesn't even check, doesn't even try. His attention is in the natural instead, which is a good thing for Nicoract, because it means Nicoract he holds. And remember, Krystianer, I'm pretty sure a big reason why he didn't go into the main was because he assumed there was a tank here. He doesn't know how greedy Nicoract was. And Nicoract, he's gotten away with a faster CC. He has gotten away with it. It's up and running. Double E-base on the way. And soon we should be landing this on location. Soon. Stalkers, they do get into the main. Again, tank is in the mineral line at least. We go for the dive. Do we have a repair? We do. Ooh, we barely keep the tank alive. The prism, it's so low. We had stim available, but we did not quite stim the Marines. Not quite as Krystianer. He does back off, does recall. Meanwhile, we get a scan here at the third base. SCVs are called out. And the prism is coming back towards the natural, while Nicoract positions at the third. And Krystianer being as active as possible. Headed for the natural. Heading straight for that natural base. So we don't have any tanks, no bunkers, no Marines. SCVs are going down. Krystianer hoping to drag Nicoract apart, to pull him apart here. We get a tank. Good pick up out of Krystianer. Nicoract still trying to build up. Still trying to stabilize. As behind this is no longer just about the Blink Stalkers. We're taking up into Double Robo, into Colossus production. It's on the way. Can we catch the prism? Up! We can! Late reaction from Krystianer. The prism goes down. Very nice pick up. As Nicoract is still trying to stabilize. 1-1 is about to finish. Armory is on the way for 2-2. Looks like we're just going to be calming things down and working towards a longer game. With that 2-2. Nicoract, though, is going to be pushing with his main army. Vying for map control. Gets to Zilnaga. As he moves out, the Stalkers move in. Again, this observer, it told Krystianer everything he needed to know. He saw the move out, he punished it. At the same time, we do get caught unsieged. The tanks, they get put out one after the other. The tanks are going down. Massive pickoffs, and Nicoract, he has to race back home. What can he do? He has lost the backbone of his army. He lost his tanks. And the Colossi stand strong. Behind this Nicoract, he's working towards Vikings 2-2. Still a heavy bio army. Ghost Academy is done. But Krystianer, he has so much freedom to expand, and there it is. Fourth base is up and running for Krystianer. Nicoract is in trouble. What do we have to defend? No Widow Mines. 0 tanks. Vikings are still on the way. Ghosts are not ready. We just thrown away the army. We head into the mineral line. SCVs are going down. Drop tries to come in from behind, but we clean up the drop. And the Colossi, they refuse to go down. GG gets called. Krystianer snowballs out of control and takes game number 1. GG. A very interesting game there again. Nicoract going crazy, being so greedy in his build and in a way getting away with it, but at the same time, I do think he was a little bit too anxious or a little bit too trigger happy there to move out. If you remember, the moment was when Nicoract moved out from his third. The observer was able to see everything and he was punished so hard for that. It was bleeding out SCVs at home and he got caught in the center of the map as well. Krystianer was all over him. And with that, GG, Krystianer takes a 1-0 lead in this series. And now we're getting ready for game number 2. Let's go. We're getting ready for game number 2 here. It's going to be on site Delta. Meanwhile, I have confirmation that we do have the upper semifinals ready. We did just have an update and Honmono fell to Art. It was a best of 3. Art took down Honmono 2-1 and Art advances on into the semifinals. It is going to be a PvP in those upper semis. So we have a Protoss confirmed for the finals, and will it be a PvP or a PvT? We're here to find out. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of site Delta, we have our Polish Protoss player, the red Protoss, representing Starlight Twinkle. It is Krystianer. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Blue Terran player, representing Platinum Esports. My God, I keep saying it. Representing the Platinum Heroes, it is Nicoract. Here we go. As we do find ourselves in game number 2, and I want to believe that we can bounce back. I want to believe that we can get an ace match, but the pressure is now on Nicoract going for a double gas opener. This time it's going to be a Rax into Factory build from Nicoract, something much more aggressive, and the probe scout from Krystianer will confirm this. Krystianer, he sees 1 and 2 gases. He sees, he knows. Is now aware of what's going on. Back at home, Krystianer getting into his own tech. Going for his gate expand into Cyber Core. Standard build here out of Krystianer. Right now, it's on him to piece together what's going on. This could be Reaper Hellion. It could be Fast Cyclones. Could be a Mine Drop as well. There's a lot of potential here for what Nicoract can bring to the table. This build could even lead into a one base all-in. I'm hoping it doesn't, but is potentially available. There's that reactor, so it looks like reactored Reaper with Hellions to support. At least it looks to be the case. Nicoract going for a CC on the low ground. Here comes that Reaper. As Reaper breaks in, we can have a look at our tech of choice. Krystianer, he's once again not going for the Stargate. 2 games in a row, it is going to be a Blink Stalker based opener. Our last game was 4-gate Blink. This time, do we go up to 2, 3, or 4 once again? Find out. As yep, it's a reactored Reaper Hellion, as we did mention. The purpose of this is to get economic damage done. We're going to be building up a pretty hefty army, and the goal is to break into the mineral line, to bust up this ramp, to get into a mineral line, to kill probes, to usually avoid the gateway units, and just get as many probe kills as we can, alongside a scout. We could send everything towards the natural, or we can split up the army, have the Reapers go into the main, and Hellions into the natural instead. We shall see. So we are going to be sending everything across the map. Our Reapers and Hellions. It's going to be 2 Hellions and 3 Reapers in total. There are some that make an extra wave. We head up the ramp, and we do not have a wall! Oh, the wall was 1 second too late. We bust on through. We break past the natural right into the main base. 1 Hellion is targeted down. Good target firing there out of Krystianer. The boys are being pulled. How much damage can we get done? 7 probe kills. Oh my god! 7 probes. Can we get another volley? We cannot. We clean everything up, but 7 worker kills is still a pretty damn good amount of damage. And with that, Nicoract, he evens up the worker count. Even takes the lead. And we're not done. We have Banshees on the way. Okay. Much faster tank production this time compared to the previous game, so we're going to be safer against the Blink counterattack. So much faster tank production, Banshees for a counterattack as well. Try to move out. And Krystianer, how many gateways? 2 gateways. It's going to be 2 gate Blink into a third. This time a much more economic, greedy build out of Krystianer, as opposed to last game where it was 4 gate Blink instead. So this time we do have Krystianer focusing on his economy. Meanwhile, Nicoract building up his army, and we are pulling the boys. Oh my god! Okay, we're moving out with everything we have. And this is essentially a 2-base holding the depth. Does see! Big scout there from Krystianer. He sees the workers, he sees the army. And we're getting ready back at home. Now, Nicoract, he should be ignoring the third and going straight for the natural. I imagine he should be going straight for the kill. If he can get the tanks within range of the Robo, that'll be huge. That would be a massive moment for him. As the Stalkers are going to try and slow this down, they're dragging the army towards the left-hand side. They're picking off Marines as well. Tanks are sieging, and we are within range. The Immortal does pop. But that Robo is under fire. And the Robo does go down. At the same time, we dive on top of those tanks. We get 1. We trade 1 tank for the Immortal, and we barely get the 2nd tank as well, but it costs us almost every single Stalker. And does Nicoract have enough? If he had 1 more tank, or if one of the tanks survived, then I do think he could maybe break through and end the game. But without it, he has to back up. There we go, another tank has arrived. Observer gets sniped. Tank is pushing forward. Tank is pushing forward. We're only getting within range of the gateway. So a very tame aggression here from Nicoract. Doesn't want to throw his army away. Within range of the pylon as well. Boys are being pulled. The boys are being pulled. We dive on top of the tank. Tank goes down, but what about the Banshees? There is no cloak. But we're down to 1 Banshee, down to 0. As Krystianer holds. And Krystianer, he saves his 3rd base. He preserves his probe count. Only lost 4 in the process. He's safe and sound. Krystianer, he survives. That was a clutch defense. Now, thankfully, Nicoract, he did have a 3rd base, and he wasn't fully all-in. Did bleed out a lot of SCVs, but he has since rebuilt them, and he's working on his 3rd on location. So, we're calming things down here. Calming things down. I do want to give the edge to Krystianer, just because with triple Nexus, we have a lot of chrono boost to make use of. We're getting into the rest of our production. But I spoke too soon. The 1 Banshee gets 7 probes. Very impressive. Krystianer, he's being slowed down quite a bit. Now we're going for a Forge. Now we're going for a Bay. This will be for +1 for Colossus production. It's going to take a while to get into this. It's going to take some time. Krystianer moving out with a handful of Stalkers. Back at home, Nicoract looking solid with his tanks. Is looking solid here. He's looking solid. As we can see, Krystianer, he's just fishing for damage, and he does pick up a couple of workers. Very nicely done. That's a lot of upgrades finishing up for Nicoract. Quite a bit, actually. With 1-1, Stim, Concussive, Combat Shields. All wrapping up here for the Terran. Yeah, these were some nice pickups here by Krystianer, getting 4 STVs. 4th is on the way, but Nicoract is moving out, and can we hold on? Can we defend? Charge is done. Colossi is still on the way. Here we go for the dive. We go for the pylons. And it looks like we should force a cancel. There it is. We force a cancel on the 4th base. And really nice positioning here against the Zealots, but the army is overstimmed. Medevac is low. Medevac gets targeted. And we are going to clean this up. It's a rough loss for Nicoract. Bleeds out a lot of units. But does at least contain Krystianer to 3 bases. And that may just be worth it, as Nicoract has the better economy. And he's building up quite an army as well. Have that Ghost Academy, as we mentioned before. 2nd starport for Mass Viking. And again, unlike the previous game, Nicoract, he's much more in control. Much more in control here. Getting to our 3rd and 4th Colossus. Yeah. Getting to our 3rd and 4th. Making a 5th Colossus as well. That's why I was a little bit caught off guard. I was like, wait, what? Okay, we're going up to, like, a 4 is already too much. Like, typically we want to stop at 3 and then make disruptors. But we're getting up to 4 Colossus instead. That's insane. The question becomes, how many Vikings is Nicoract going to have? He's got 0 so far. Without Vikings, this quintuple Colossus push can really get damage done. Now, the reason why usually you don't get this many Colossi is because they do overdamage, they do overkill. They swipe and they don't do additional damage if, of course, these hits layer on top of each other, because they just kill everything anyway. So there's a lot of wasted DPS here, depending on how you engage. Of course, you could try to manually target and just spread out your Colossi and maximize your damage. Is possible, but difficult to pull off. Which is why usually you would go into faster disruptors. Meanwhile, drop across the map. Gets 8 workers, trades well with the Zealots, forces the overcharge. Big moment here for Nicoract. Overcharge is going to be on cooldown. We pick up, we get the hell out of here. We try to force to stand our ground. Here comes the main army towards the south. Comes that main army. Remember, there's no overcharge, not anymore. Krystianer, he's on the map. And we could end up in a base trade. That could be the best answer here for Krystianer. Nicoract, he's pushing in, he gets spotted. Going for the base. And Krystianer cannot turn around, not anymore. There is no recall, Nexus does fall. And we're trading a base for a base. Krystianer, does he go for the main? No, he's going for the 4th. It is a planetary. Meanwhile, Nicoract, he's going for the kill, going straight for the robo instead. He knows what he wants. Planetary does fall. Probes did escape, bear that in mind. So Krystianer, he can throw down Nexus out on the map. Probes are going down. Nicoract, he sees there's nothing in the main base, but there's one disruptor. Never goes off. Doesn't connect. Busting into that natural as well. There's that ninja base on the way. Pylons, Nexus. All in production for Krystianer. Losing the main base doesn't matter, not anymore. Meanwhile, the main of Nicoract is holding strong. Does have a sold army. Likewise, Krystianer, he can't push in. He cannot push into the main base, and it looks like it looks like Nicoract in this base trade is coming out on top. He cleans up all the tech here. We did have a recall. We did turn back around. Can Krystianer even take a fight? But never. Never does connect. Vikings, they try to push in. They do barely take down one Colossus. And here come reinforcements from behind. They are on the way. Nicoract, he is being cleaned up. He should hopefully be aware not to engage too prematurely. He's going for the base. Going for the Nexus. He annihilates the economy, shuts down 13 probes, gets a kill on the Nexus. But now Nicoract should know that there's a base on the map. There's a base that he has not seen. There's Nexus that has not been spotted, but it may not even matter. We dive on the main army. Stalkers are going down one after the other, and Nicoract, it looks like he's done it. He collapses on the army and he shuts everything down one after the other. A much stronger game here at the Nicoract. A much stronger start as well. To be able to cripple the economy early on of Krystianer, to minimize his own losses. And now Krystianer, he's down to a handful of buildings that is natural and to 5 zealots. This is his army. 5 zealots. As they reveal themselves, GG gets called. There's no breaking this. There's no coming back, and Nicoract ties up the series 1-1. GG. Does tie things up 1-1. We are going to the ace match. We're going all the way. And again, Nicoract had a much more comfortable start to the game. Able to kill a lot of workers, able to get ahead economically, able to minimize his own losses as well, and settle into his TvP. Very impressive stuff. But now it comes down to the third and final game of this series. Let's go. Let's go. As we get ready for it, I do need a moment. And here we go. We're getting into game 3. We're getting into the ace match, the final game of this series to determine who makes it on into the grand finals. Who'll be our first finals here tonight? As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Ghost River, we have our red Polish Protoss player representing Starlight Twinkle. It is Krystianer. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Terran player representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Nicoract. Here we go. I see the chat. Shema, papi, Shema. Hello, Wormshake. Hello. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Bienvenidos, bienvenidos. Oh, but I ran out of water, so I had to quickly go and get some water. Quickly had to hydrate myself as we are settling into game number 3. We've spawned into Ghost River. Now, we've spoken about this before, but Ghost River is the shortest rush distance map in the map pool. Aggression is favored here on this map, and we do see Nicoract going for a single gas opener. Single gas here, not double gas, which means economic, which means racks into command center on the low ground, as opposed to the double gas opener that we saw in game number 2. In the last game, with that double gas opener, we were able to get into Hellion Reaper, and we got a lot of damage done. We were able to wreak havoc. This time, we're calming down. Meanwhile, Krystianer does confirm this. He does confirm the CC. He's being as annoying as possible, trying to delay it. Command center is thrown down. And speaking of being annoying, Krystianer, he's going for a Zealot first. Now, usually you would be skipping this Zealot unless you thought you were being proxied, but the reason why this works here on this map is because of the rush distance. Because it takes so little time to get across the map, this Zealot, its goal is to get across the map and delay this command center. This probe is already putting in some work. The SCVs are getting low, Reaper is revealed, bunkers on the way, and this Zealot ideally wants to avoid the Reaper. You can see the Zealot actually skirt around the edge, and the Reaper does come across it. Big scout there by Nicoract. He does come across the Zealot, is going to be able to shut it down, and does force it back. Very well done here by Nicoract. Does catch the Zealot, does buy himself some time to build up back at home. Bunkers finishing up, and Marines are on the way. Things are looking solid here for Nicoract as he does slip into that main base. And back at home, can we get a probe? We can! We get one probe kill. We have our take of choice. It's going to be a Twilight Council 3 games in a row. Twilight Council once again. Nicoract does not have eyes on it. Not yet. Has to pivot back in. As across the map, that command center does complete. Does finish and will not be delayed. Whew. It's not going to be delayed here. Krystianer, he is going to deny mining time at least. He does make sure that no workers can actually mine from this mineral line, at least until we are able to build up an army. Until then, Nicoract is stuck on a one-base economy. But at least he's muling. At least he's able to mule on up. Behind this, how many gateways? It is going to be Blink, as we can see here. Blink is on the way. We have 1 gateway in the main. We have 1 gateway on the way at the natural. 2-gate Blink for now. Did I say 2-gate Blink? There's a 3rd gateway, and do we throw down a 4th? We do. 4-gate Blink out of Krystianer, a very aggressive build. Across the map, the Zealots and Adept are being cleaned up. Ooh, they do get 1 SCV, but only 1 worker. As Nicoract, he now has control of his natural base, can go back to mining. The scary thing here is that we have not seen the tech. We don't quite know how aggressive Krystianer is being. Not yet. That's the goal of this Reaper. This Reaper needs to get eyes on the Twilight Council and also needs to get eyes on the gateways. Reaper is pushing. Behind this, we're getting into a mine drop follow-up, followed by the tech lab. This tank production is going to be delayed because of the Widow mine drop. We'll see if it's worth it. We'll see if it is worth it. 2 gateways have been spotted, Stalkers as well. Not a bad scout.
Add-on complete.
So we're aware of at least 3 gates. And this Widow mine drop is going to confirm the 4th gateway. With that confirmation, bunkers. There we go. We can see a 2nd bunker at the natural. We should be seeing a bunker in the main. Tank production well underway. Widow mine drop is denied. But we're at least keeping Krystianer busy. And Nicoract, he's getting ready for the worst. He's getting ready for the 4-gate Blink. He knows. More or less, he does realize what's going on. The scan takes down the Observer. Big pick off. Big pick off there. The Observer did go down. But we still have high ground vision. Krystianer is moving out. They're reinforcing with Stalkers. He can threaten the main. There is a tank set up for it. 2nd tank is halfway done. Mine drop comes in. But mine drop does unload. We're going for the mineral line. Oh, we're going for the probes. Ooh, good dodges so far. 1 Stalker goes down for 3 Widow mines. Pretty good traded by Krystianer. Does bleed out a couple more probes. Krystianer can now focus on his push. Likewise, Nicoract can focus on his defense. Now he's up to 2 tanks. Now he's up to 2 tanks here. 1 on the low ground, 1 on the high ground. Vikings are getting up and running. Krystianer is going in. Oh, Stim. Stim just started. Stim is exposed. The tank is not within range. And Stim, it's going to get denied. Big pick off. Stim goes down. We got Stim. We got a Marauder. Nicoract rotating back around. Stim is restarted. But you can see how large this main base is. We dive on the tank. It goes down as well. Nicoract will punish this. At least somewhat. But this is still a better trade for Krystianer. Across the map, 3rd base has been thrown down, not delayed. Because they will get away. We do bleed out 10 Stalkers in total. It's been a rough trade here for Krystianer. There's have been some rough trades. 3rd CC now going to be on the way. We're back into the main base. Nicoract, he gets caught out. Gets caught off guard. Another Viking falls as well. We're just getting so much done. A scary amount done. Now, as we have been picking away at the army, Nicoract, he's able to get back into Stim. With Stim, he can now move out. He can push. Nicoract can be more active on the map, and we'll see if he can do anything about this 3rd. The 3rd is now well underway. Instead, yeah, Nicoract, has to wait for his upgrades. We have +1. We have combat shields. His upgrades are so heavily delayed. As we get into main base, we catch another tank. No shot. Brutal pick off. Tank goes down. We delay the third CC. We go for the Viking as well. These Stalkers, they've gotten far too much done. And I feel like we're pretty committed. Nicoract, we gotta go. Prism's recalled back home. Tanks are getting within range. Like, this needs to trade well. Charge does complete just in time. We get on top of the tanks. One tank goes down, second tank as well. Krystianer, he's completely shutting this down. Does focus on those medevacs. Gets one and now he's going for another. And Nicoract gets the kite all the way back home, bleeding out far too much. Again, this 4-gate blink just did way too much damage here as we're able to focus out even more Marauders. We run out of steam. GG gets called. And Krystianer, he overwhelms and he takes the series 2-1, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. GG, well played. It went all the way to the ace match. It went all the way to game number 3. It was a very, very impressive showing there from both players. Again, I want to put some emphasis on Nicoract because he took down Geralt. He took down Geralt to make it here to the semis. Went to the ace match against Krystianer. Very well done. Unfortunately, was not able to go the distance to go all the way, but a solid performance nonetheless. And congratulations to Krystianer for making it into those grand finals. Congratulations. And with that, we're going to be getting ready for our next series, for our next semifinals. But before we do, a big shout out to Sort of in the chat. Oh my god, Bappy once again giving us a raid. Thank you so much. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session. Welcome everyone. Welcome to the Sparkling Tuna Cup number 46. This is our weekly open tournament. It is open to all regions, to all players. We have players from Southeast Asia, from Korea, from the Americas, and from Europe, all coming together here in this tournament on this bracket. Speaking of, Krystianer just advanced on to the grand finals, and who does he face off against? Bit of a spoiler, it's going to be a Protoss, but which Protoss player? Yet to be determined. As we switch our scene over